Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn the Unit 1 prose third section. Yesterday we learned the first two sections of the story. Understand? I think everybody is able to remember the meaning of the word Eidgah. What is mean by Eidgah? Eidgah is a place where the Muslims offer their prayers. The Eidgah which is situated out border of the town, border of the city, border of the city. Let us continue to learn the third section. Listen carefully, children. As usual, before going to learn the third section story, what are very important for learning the lesson kana words, vocabulary, they are very important because we do not know the meaning of the words. It is too difficult to learn the theme of the story. That is the reason I asked you to learn the meaning of the words first of all. Except, excluding, ahead, before or forward. Tongues, forceps, or it is a one kind of instrument. A tool used to hold hot things while cooking. While cooking. Pan, vessel, or kitchen article. Kitchen article. Pleased, happy. Pleased, happy. Cost, price. Scream, shout. Contrary, opposite. Crazy, eccentric, or mad also correct. Insane also correct. Flung, threw, tamarind, drum. It is one of the musical instruments. Stupid, foolish, noon, afternoon, midday. Injured, affected, display, greatly. Display means what is the meaning, Kana? Display. What is the meaning of the word display? Show. Here, deeply meaning greatly, greatly. Shellfish, or everybody knows this selfish word meaning. But selflessness means generous, kindness. Understand or not, Kana? Generous, kindness. I think, and glossary also, as well as you have to refer the meaning of the words in the glossary. Tongue's meaning is the precious. Precious means valuable, worth. Wretched, unhappy, miserable, unhappy or miserable, unhappy or miserable. Let us continue to learn the theme of the story. Listen carefully, dears.
Before going to learn the third section story, let us recall what we learned in the first section and second section in the previous class. Listen carefully, children. The first section which highlights the celebration of Eve. The first section began with morning session. It was the celebration of Eid. The morning was wonderful and beautiful. Everyone in the village was filled with excitement. The people of the village were filled with excitement. Little children were the happiest of all. Muhammad had 12 coins. Moshin had 15 coins. They wanted to buy the uncountable toys. They had a little money, but they were willing to buy the uncountable toys, sweets, paper pipes, and rubber balls in the fair. Understand? Listen, children. Hamid looked very happy. Hamid was 4 years old boy. He was a thin boy. Understand? He wore a poorly dress. He did not have a father and mother. He was a parentless child. Understand? His father was suffering from cholera. Last year his father died of cholera. After his father death, his mother also died soon. Understand? He was looked after by his grandmother Amina. Amina was a kind-hearted lady. She looked after his grandson kindly. Understand? And the next one, Hamid was thin and he was in a tattered means torn clothes. Along with Muhammad, Moshin, Nure and Sami, he had set out for the fair. He was very happy to go to the fair. Understand or not, children? Who was very happy to go to the fair with his friends? Moshin, Muhammad, Nure and Sami. Hamid was dash years old? 4 years old. 4 years old. Do you all understand that? Hamid Hamid's grandmother Amina told him that his father had gone to the job to earn the money for him. His mother had gone to Allah to get beautiful gifts for him. Truly, his parents were dead. He was a child. He was unable to understand his presence of his parents. Understand, children? When his grandmother told about his parents, he was very happy because only one thing he kept in his mind. He did not have a shoes. He walked barefoot. He did not have a cap. He did not have a cap. His cap was in the worst condition. Understand? Hamid kept one thing in his mind. On his father return, he brought the gunny bags of silver. On his mother return from Allah, she brought the plenty of gifts from Allah. That's why he had more than wealth and things than Mahmud, Mohsin, Nure and Sami. His granny was sad. Understand? His granny Amina was sad on the day of Eid because on the day was Eid. On the day of Eid, who was sad? Hamid was sad. But Hamid was sad here. Hamid's granny was sad. Hamid's granny was sad on because there was no handful of grains to cook at home. She had only one son. He died of cholera. She lived with his grandson after his son's death. There was no earning person at home. Amina thought to herself, if her son was alive, they would celebrate the Eid in a grand manner. He told his granny. He told his granny. He was a child. He was going to take the strong decision to go to the fair all alone without elders' support. Just he was 4 years old. Just how to think, children. He told his granny not to be worried. She was worried lot, and also she was not willing to send his grandson to go to the fair all alone without elders' protection. But Hamid was too strong to go to the fair all alone with his friends. Understand or not, children? Hamid went to the fair with the other elder boys in the village. He walked fast on his walking compared with the birds. Understand? On the way towards the Eidgah, both sides of the roads there were big houses which belonged to the rich people. There were gardens. There were fruitful of gardens. Understand? The gardens there were a fruitful of mango trees and lychee trees. After the garden, after the garden, they happened to see the sweet stalls on the way to the Eidgah. Understand, children? The sweet store was decorated with the bright lights and color papers, and also they happened to see the every sweet store kept sweets as the mountain. Let us continue to recall the second section. Listen carefully, children. The roads were crowded with people. Bazaars were bustling with excitement. Some of the people on tongas, some of the people on echoes, some of the people in the motor cars. People sprayed the perfume. Their mind was filled with excitement. The children were quite silent. The children from the village looked at everything in wonder what they had seen in the town. The worshippers were going to Eidgah. When the prayer was over, men embraced at each other to express their brotherhood, to express their Eid wishes. Then they descended on the sweet shop. They rushed towards the sweet shop for shopping sweets. Mahmud, Mohsin and Nure mounted on the horses and camels and elephants in the merry-go-round. Hamid had only 3 paisas with him. He couldn't part with his money for a miserable few rounds. Hamid did not have an intention to pay to have a fun rides. Because understand? And the next one, so he watched his friend from a distance. Mahmud bought a toy for himself. Understand? Muhammad bought a toy of policeman. Mohsin bought a water carrier. Nure bought a lawyer. But Hamid was a child. He controlled himself. He did not allow his mind to buy whatever he had seen in the fair. Understand? He did not buy anything else. He did not buy anything else. Just he wanted to hold the toys for a moment, or for 1 moment or 2 moments, for a 1 second or 2 second in his hand. Understand, children? And also his friends bought the sweets with great pleasure. He did not have a money to buy any sweets at all in the sweet store, so he did not taste any sweets at all. Understand, children? Let us continue to learn the third section. Listen carefully, dears. I believe everybody is able to recall the first two section story. Listen. I believe everybody is able to understand the theme of the first two sections. Let us read the third section to enjoy the story, children. Read this section in pairs. Yeah, we are asked to read this third section in pairs. But right now, there is no possibility to make you read the lesson in pairs. That is the reason I am going to read the lesson to give a elaborate explanation by myself. Listen carefully, dears. Next to the sweet shops, there were a few hardware stores and jewelry shops. The boys were not interested in anything there, so they walked ahead except Hamid. Listen, beside the sweet shops, there were a few hardware stores and jewelry shops. But the boys did not have an interest to buy anything else in the hardware shop. So they crossed the hardware shop and jewelry shop. But Hamid did not do that. Hamid wanted to buy something in the hardware shop. Let us learn. What did Hamid buy in the hardware shop? Understand? Listen 1 second, children. So they walked ahead except Hamid. Next page. It occurred to Hamid that his granny did not have a pair of tongues. Each time she cooked chapatis, the iron pan burnt her hands. On seeing the hardware shop, something flashed in his mind. So he went shopping in the hardware shop. Let us read what did he shop in the hardware shop. His granny did not have a pair of tongues. Whenever she cooked chapatis, her hands were burnt by the iron pan. Yeah, her hand burned by the iron pan. That is the reason he was willing to buy the tongues in the hardware shop. Understand? Hamid stood in front of a hardware store. He remembered how his grandmother had burnt her finger while making chapatis for him. So he wanted to buy a pair of tongues for her. Listen, let us continue to read, children. And the next one, if he bought her a pair of tongues, she would be very pleased. She would be very pleased means, what is the meaning? She would be very happy. Who would be very happy? Who would be happy? His grandmother would be very happy. Whose grandmother? Hamid's grandmother, Amina, was very happy. Amina would be happy. Understand? If he bought a pair of tongues, she would be happy. By using the pair of tongues, his granny never and ever burned her finger while preparing chapatis for him. Understand or not, children? And next one, listen carefully, dears. It would be a really useful thing to have in the house. So Hamid stopped to look at a pile of tongues at the hardware shop and asked the shopkeeper, "How much for this pair of tongues?" The shopkeeper looked at him and replied, "It is not for you. It is not for you." Listen carefully, children. It's a very ultimate scene in the story. Listen carefully. Yeah. So he wished to buy a pile of tongues at the hardware shop. Hamid asked the shopkeeper to know the cost of the pair of tongues. He asked the shopkeeper what was the cost of the tongues. The shopkeeper looked at Hamid, observed Hamid or noticed Hamid, replied that it was not for him. It was not for him. He asked him. Who asked whom? Hamid asked the shopkeeper to know the price of the tongues, price of the tongues. But the shopkeeper did not tell the price, did not give a proper answer, did not give a proper reply. Understand, children? Let us continue to learn. Is it for sale or not? Is it for sale or not? Why it not be for sale? It will cost you 6 paisa. Is it for sale or not? This question is asked by Hamid. Why should it not be for sale? This question also asked by Hamid to shopkeeper. It will cost you 6 paisa. This answer was said by shopkeeper to Hamid. Do you all understand, children? Hamid asked the shopkeeper whether it was sale or not. Why it should not be for sale. Yeah, it was a right question, children. And the next one, shopkeeper told that the cost of the tongues was 6 paisa, but he had a 3 paisas, 6 paisas, but he had a 3 paisas in his pocket. Keep in the mind. Yeah. And the next line, listen carefully. Hamid's heart sank. Tell me the correct price, he said. All right, it will be 5 paisa. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. And the next one, yeah. Finally, the shopkeeper. Finally, he asked the cost. Hamid asked the cost of the tongues. His heart sank. His heart sank means he became sad. He became sad because he had a 3 paisas. He was unable to buy that pair of tongues for his grandmother. And the next one, his heart filled with the sadness. Hamid asked the shopkeeper to tell the correct price of the tongues. Yeah, he was a child. He was going to bargain to buy the pair of tongues for his grandmother. Listen, it's too interesting, children. Finally, the shopkeeper asked Hamid. Finally, the shopkeeper asked Hamid to take it or leave it for 5 paisa. Either he wanted to buy the tongue. Either the shopkeeper asked Hamid to buy the tongues for 5 paisas or leave from the shop. Do you know the difference, children? And the next one, Hamid said, "Will you give it to me for 3? 3 means 3 paisas." Hamid asked him if he would give it the pair of tongues. It means the pair of tongues for 3 paisas because he had only 3 paisas in his pocket. And the next one, he had the pair of tongues for 3. He asked the pair of tongues for 3 paisas. Then he walked away from the shop due to fear. Yeah, understand? Shopkeeper would scream at him, but the shopkeeper did not scream. Hamid thought to himself the shopkeeper was going to scold him for asking the pair of tongues for 3 paisas, but the shopkeeper did not scold him. Understand? Did not do anything. He did not get angry. Instead, he called Hamid to give a pair of tongues. Listen. On contrary, he called Hamid back and gave him the pair of tongues. Hamid carried it on his shoulder as if it were a gun to show it to his friends. Mohsin laughed and said, "Are you crazy? Are you crazy?" Listen, he carried the pair of tongues on his shoulder as a gun to show his friends. Finally, Hamid bought a pair of tongues for 3 paisas for his grandmother. Do you understand? And the next one, his friend Mohsin asked him if he was mad. As he was a child, he wished to buy the toys, but he wanted to buy the pair of tongues for his grandmother. That is the reason Mohsin laughed at Hamid for buying the pair of tongues. Understand? As well as he asked him if he was mad. Understand? Or insane. Mohsin asked Hamid what he would do with the tongues. Yeah. What will you do with the tongues? Hamid flung the tongues on the ground and replied, "Try and throw your water carrier on the ground. It will break. Yeah, he was going to give unbelievable demonstration. Isn't it or not, Kana? He threw the tongues. Yeah. Mohsin asked Hamid what he would do with the tongues. Hamid threw the tongues on the ground with heavy force. Hamid asked Mohsin to try to throw his water carrier on the ground. It would be broken into small pieces. Small pieces. Yeah, it happened, children. If they threw the water carrier on the ground with force like Hamid, definitely the water carrier broke into small pieces. Let us continue. Muhammad said, are these tongues some kind of toy? Why not? Replied Hamid. Yeah, Muhammad asked Hamid if those tongues were the kind of toys. He replied that why not? Yeah, it is sure. It is certainly. It was one kind of toys. One of the kind of toys. He explained beautifully. Who was going to give a beautiful explanation about the tongues? Listen carefully, children. Place them across your shoulders and it is a gun. Carry them in your hands and it is like the musical instrument carried by singing monks. My tongues are like a tiger among toys. My tongues are like a tiger among toys. Who has given a beautiful explanation about the pair of tongues? Hamid explained beautifully to place the pair of tongues across the shoulder. It is like a gun. It is looked like a gun. To carry the tongues in the hand, it looked like a musical instrument by singing monks. To keep the tongues among the toys, it looked like a tiger. It looked like a tiger. Do you all understand the explanation, children? Hamid's explanation, children. Let us continue. Sami, who had bought a small tambourine, asked, will you exchange them for my tambourine? It is worth 8 paisas. It is. Sami bought the tambourine in the fair. She asked to exchange the tongues for tambourine. Yeah, Hamid did not give it, Hamid never and ever gave the pair of tongues to anyone else. He wished to buy the pair of tongues for his grandmother Amina. The cost of the tambourine was 8 paisas, but Hamid did not accept it. But also what happened? But also he was very happy. He was very happy to buy a pair of tongues for his grandmother. On returning from the mosque prayer, returning from the fair by 11, the village was again filled with excitement. All those who had gone to the fair were back at home. Hamid too returned home. As soon as she heard his voice, Granny Amina ran out of the house, picked him up and kissed him. Yeah, listen, it's a very interesting, children. Suddenly, and it was that by the time of 11 o'clock, again the village was filled with excitement because the people who had returned from the fair, Hamid also returned home. When his grandmother Amina heard Hamid's voice, she ran out and lifted him and kissed him. He was a 4 years old child, And the next one, she was not willing to send Hamid to the fair without his father, children, without elders' protection, In the first section we learned, do you remember, dears? And the next one, listen carefully. Suddenly, she noticed the tongues in his hand. Where did you find these tongues? She also asked him. She also thought herself, he did not buy the tongues. He found the tongues somewhere. I bought them. How much did you pay for them? 3 paisas. Understand? And the next one, suddenly his grandmother saw the tongues in his hand. She asked him where he had found the tongues. It was 2 cost. So his grandmother, where he had found the tongue. Understand? It was a right question, And the next one, he replied that I bought them. I bought them. He replied that he had bought the tanks. How much did you pay for them? His grandmother. This question is asked by his grandmother. His grandmother asked him how much he had paid to buy the pair of tanks. He replied that he had a 3 paisas. He bought the tanks for 3 paisas. You are a stupid child. It is almost noon and you haven't had anything to eat or drink. Couldn't you find anything better in the fair than this pair of iron tongues? Yeah, his grandmother Amina started scolding Hamid because he was a child. He was a foolish child. He was a child. He did not eat anything else. At the time was 11 o'clock. And also his grandmother asked him if he could not find any other better things than pair of iron tongues in the fair. Understand? Let us learn what was Hamid's answer. Listen carefully, children. Hamid replied in an injured tone, You burn your fingers on the iron pan, so I bought them. Granny was deeply moved by Hamid's selfishness. She started crying. For the wretched woman, the pair of tongues was as precious as sacks of silver. Listen carefully, children. Hamid replied in a low pitched sound, because his grandmother started scolding him. She burnt. He replied that she burned her fingers while preparing chapati, so he bought it for her. His selflessness behaviors touched her heart. Hamid's selflessness behavior touched whose heart? His grandmother's heart. Yeah, she started crying. She was an unhappy woman because without earning, she led a suffering life with her grandson. Without, isn't it or not, Kana? Without his children, Kana. Without his son and daughter-in-law, Kana. And the next one, she looked at the pair of tongues. Who looked at the pair of tongues? Hamid's grandmother looked at the pair of tongues. It was as precious as sacks of silver. Story by Munshi Premchand, translated and adapted by Umar Raman. Let us continue to learn the vocabulary part. Listen carefully, dears.
Today we are going to learn the vocabulary part singular and plural. It is very easy topic. I think you have been learning this vocabulary since third standard. Is correct, children? Singular. What is when we singular? Singular always denotes the one thing, one person, one object, one place. Isn't it or not? Plural which always denote more than one thing. There are some rules, children. Let us learn the rules. Singular, plural rules. First, most probably, we add in the yes to the singular to form a plural form. Adding yes. Teacher is a noun which ends add yes to form a plural form. Teachers. Student, adding singular noun ends we add the yes to form a plural noun. Kamal, adding yes, Kamals. And the next one, broom, adding yes. Cake, adding yes. What is the first rule? Since third standard or fourth standard itself, we have been learning by adding the s to the noun to form a plural form. Understand? There are many rules, children. By adding ies, by adding me, by adding I to form a plural form. Many rules are there. Let us see the rules. Noun which ends yes, touch, ch, yes. By adding es to the singular, noun which ends, for example, noun which ends bus and yeses also come. Yeses. Noun which ends yeses also. For example, glass. Noun which ends yes touch. Bush. And the next one, search. Noun which ends and box. Noun which ends yes touch, ch, adding es to the singular, buses, buses, glasses, glasses, bushes. Understand how to form a plural form? Churches, CHRUCHES, churches. And the next one, boxes. Do you understand now what is the first rule? It is the first rule. It is given in your material. Second rule, now we change just I have to give elaborate explanation. Yes, yes, double S, yes, S, CH, X, adding ES to the singular, adding ES to the singular. Do you all know how to form a plural form? And the next one, noun which ends VS, noun which ends VS, adding, noun which ends VS, what do you add? And at the end of the noun ends with F and FE, F and FE, F and FE, dropping F and FE, adding VS to the singular. Understand Anantana? Which type of noun do you add VS to form a plural form? Noun which ends F and FE, dropping F and FE to form a plural form. Understand Kana? For example, knife, N-I-F-E, knife. Shelf. Understand? Shelf. Wolf. Noun which ends F-E. F. Listen it Anatra. Noun which ends F-E, F. End up, for example, wife. Understand? F-E. Noun which ends FE or F, dropping FE and F, adding VES to the singular form to form a plural. Knives, K-N-I-V-E-S, shells, S-H-E-L-V-E-S, wolves, W-O-L-V-E-S, wives, W-I-V-E-S, wives. Do you all understand children how to form a plural form? Noun which ends F and FE, dropping F and FE to form a plural form. Do you all understand? In this nouns which ends yes, SH, adding ES, dropping, no need to drop anything else. Here you need to drop last two letter or one letter. Instead you are going to add the three letters. BES. Do you all understand? Next rule children, listen. Noun which ends Y preceded by a consonant. Noun which ends Y preceded by a consonant. Dropping Y, adding IES. STORIDS. Understand what is the next rule children? Noun A. What are AEIOU? They are all phenomena. AEIOU. They are words. IOU. Understand Kana? They are words. Noun which is preceded by a letter is consonant. Dropping Y, adding IES to the singular to form a plural form. Y, D, Y, T is a consonant. Y, K is a consonant. Y, T is a consonant. So dropping Y, adding IES to the singular. Candies, candies means sweets. Puppies, young ones of the dog, you know. And skies. And the next one, copies. Copies. Understand? Next rule. Noun which ends US, dropping US, adding I to the singular. Cactus. Cactus, focus, radius, fungus. And the next one, nucleus, syllabus. These nouns ends with US, dropping US, adding I. And the next one, focus, focus. And the next one, radius, double I kana, already one I is there, double I, fungus, fungi, nucleus, nuclei, E-I. And the next one, syllabus, syllabi. And the next one, next row, noun which ends A, adding E to form a plural form. Adding E to form a plural form. Antenna ends A. Formula ends A. Alumina ends A. Nuclear ends A. Eta ends A. These nouns ends with A, adding E to the singular to form a plural form. Adding A, antenna, formulae, alumine, nuclei, vitae. Understand or not, Kana? How to form a plural form? Understand? You all understand, children? Noun which ends A, adding E to form a plural form. Formulas also correct. According to English, according to the grammatical rule, we should add the E to form a plural form. Understand or not, Kana? Antenna, formulae, alumina, nuclei, eta. First rule, what is the first rule? Noun which ends S or SS, ES or IE, ES, noun which ends SS, SH, CH, X, adding ES to the singular. Second rule, noun which ends F and FE, dropping F and FE to adding DES to the singular to form a plural form. Next rule, noun which ends Y preceded by a consonant. Y preceded by a consonant, dropping Y, adding IES to form a plural form. Next rule, noun which ends US, dropping US, adding I. Noun which ends A, adding E to the singular to form a plural form. Thank you, children.